Hi, I welcome you all for the course Digital Principles and System Design. Today we are going to discuss about Johnson counter or shift ring counter. It is also a special type of counter like ring counter that we had discussed in the previous session. Okay, it is a shift ring counter is a counter that follows this sequence 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 then 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 and then 0 0 0 0. This is our repeat state or reset state. Okay, this is the sequence. So obviously we just look at the inputs. It is having a 4-bit bits. There will be a 16 different combinations starting from 0 to 11. Okay, if values which are not present in this inputs should be considered as the don't care terms. Okay, here the don't care terms are 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13, which means that these values are not part of this sequence. So that is considered to be a don't care terms. Okay. Then now we'll as we already said that we are going to design this counter also using a D flip-flop. Okay. Let us get into the concept directly. Just look into the column of A, present value 0, next value is 1. 0 1 is 1. 1 1 is also 1. 1 1 is also 1. 1 1 is also 1. Then 1 0 is 0. 0 0 is 0. 0 0 is 0. Okay. Similarly, look at the column of B and find the value of dB. Right? 0 0 is 0. 0 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 0 is 0. 0 0 is 0. 0 0 is 0. Similarly, look at the column of C, based on which we can find the value of DC. 0 0 is 0. 0 0 is 0. 0 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 0 is 0. 0 0 is 0. Remember everything, this is based on the excitation table of D flip-flop. Okay, what I am telling is based on the excitation table of D flip-flop. 0 0 is 0. 0 0 is 0. 0 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 1 is 1. 1 0 is 0. Okay. What is the next step? We need to construct the K-map for finding the expression for each flip-flop. First, we'll do it for DA. Okay. So obviously, we are going to construct a 4-variable map. Okay. Right. AB and then CD 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0, right? So now we'll look at the others. So 0 0 0 0 0 is 1. Okay, then 0 0 0 0 1 is coming. Yes, 0 0 0 0 1 is 0 0. We won't plot it. Okay, or otherwise we'll go by the sequence. What is the next value? 1 0 0 0. Where 1 0 0 is coming? 1 0 0 is here. It is 1. Then 1 1 0 0. 1 1 0 0 is 1. Then 1 1 0 is 1. 1 1 0 is 1. We won't plot 0. We have to plot the don't care terms. What are the don't care terms? 2 4, right? 2 4 5 6, then 9 10, right? 11 1 0 1 1 11 and then 13, that is 1 1 0 1. Okay, so this is the combination. Now how we can do is we can form a fold. Okay, we can form a fold here. because we have got 1 here. Here also we have got ones and don't care. So we can form a fold. So AB1 coming, CD this place 0 0 1 0. What is the common bit? 0, that corresponds to D. So what we will be getting for DA, it is D dash. So DA is D dash. Now we are going to do it for DB. Okay. DB. Zero zero 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. What is that? 0 0 0 is 0. So we won't plot it. 1 triple 0 is 1. 1 triple 0 is 1. Then double 1 double 0 is 1. Double 1 double 0 is 1. Then triple 1 0 is 1. Triple 1 0 is triple 1 0 is 1. Then 4 ones is 1. 4 ones is 1. Okay. Then we need to fill up the don't care terms. 2, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11 and then 13. Okay. So what we can do, we can form a octet, right? Our aim is to cover all the ones. We need not bother about the don't care terms. So we have formed the octet. So what is the value of DB? So CD won't come. Okay, what is the value here? DB, so the common bit is 1, that corresponds to A. So for DB it is A. For DB it is A. Okay, now we'll do it for DC. Without disturbing, we'll put the other terms. We'll leave the don't care terms as it is. Sorry. Okay. We'll leave the don't care terms as it is. We'll fill up the rest of the terms. Okay. That would be better. We can minimize the timing for this session. Okay. So what is that DC now? DC is double 1 double 0 is 1. Double 1 double 0 is 1. Okay. Double 1 double 0 is 1. Then triple 1 0 is 1. Triple 1 0 is 1. Then 4 ones is 1. 4 ones is 1. Then 0 0 triple 1 is 1. 0 triple 1 is 1. Okay. That's it. Now we can form once again an octet here. Okay. Can form an octet. Can form an octet. Once again, CD won't come. What is the value of DC now? CD won't come. So what is the value? These two values are coming. That is 0 1 and 1 1. The common bit is 1, that corresponds to B. So DC is having a value B. So this is the expression for DC. DC is B. Now we are going to do it for the last flip-flop called as a DD. Okay. Once again, we are not going to disturb the don't care terms. We are going to plot only the min terms. Okay. Okay, now we have to do it for DD. Where it is 1, it is 1 for 1110, where 1110 is coming here, 1110, it is 1, then 4 ones is it is 1, then 0, 111 it is 1, 0, 111 it is 1, then 0011 it is 1, 0011 it is 1. Okay, now we can form a quad here, we can form a quad. Okay, right? So this time AB won't coming, will be taking the value from CD. So 1110 is common. The value, the among these two comparisons, one bit is common that corresponds to value of C. That is DD is C. Okay. Now we are going to design the counter. Okay. So for designing the counter is not a tedious job. It is very easy to design. DA, QA, QA dash, DB, QB, QB dash, and then DC, QC, QC dash, and then DD. Can we put like this? DD, QD, QD dash. Then we have to apply the synchronous clock pulse to all the flip-flops. Okay, this is the first job you have to do. Then you need to connect the corresponding inputs based on the expressions that we have found. For DA it is D dash. Once again I am telling you, D dash means you should not take the QD output here and then connect through inverter. Rather you can directly connect the complemented output of that corresponding flip-flop. So now we are going to take DA is D dash now. So we are going to take the output of QD dash and we are going to give it as an input for DA. Okay, what is DB? It takes the value from A. So DC it takes the value from B. DD it takes the value from C. If you look at the circuit, there is only a minor difference between the ring counter and shift ring counter or Johnson counter. What is that is the last the output of the last flip-flop in the case of a ring counter is QD. In the case of a shift ring counter or Johnson counter, we are taking the last flip-flop output from QD dash. That is, we are taking the complemented output from the last flip-flop and we are giving it as an input to the first flip-flop in the case of a Johnson counter or shift ring counter. Okay, that is the only difference. Otherwise, the circuit is very same. Okay, in case of ring counter, we will take the output of QD. In case of a shift ring counter, we are taking the output of QD dash from the last flip-flop and we are giving as an input to the first flip-flop. Okay. Now we will check the sequence. First value is 0, 0, 0. Okay. Before applying the clock pulse, we have to make the inputs ready for all the flip-flops. That is the common procedure. while we are checking the behavior of the particular counter. Okay. So what is that? Here we are taking the value from complement value, now QD dash now. So here 0 becomes 1. Here DB takes the value of QA 0. DC takes the value of B. DD takes the value of C. Now you apply the clock pulse. What will be the output? This becomes 1. This would be 0. This would be 0. This would be 0. Now the state is 1 triple 0. Okay. 1 0 0 0. Now we'll check for the next state. So we have to find the new set of inputs before applying the clock pulse. Okay. Now what would be the input of DA? Once again it is 1. For DB it is 1 because DB takes the value from A. So A is having the value 1. So QB will be, DC will be taking the value of 0. DD will be taking the value of 0. Now you apply the clock pulse. What will happen? 1 will be storing here. Here DB will be having 1. Then DC and DD will be having 0 0. So the next state is 1 1 0 0. Similarly for the next state, we have to find the new set of inputs for all the flip-flops before applying the clock pulse, right? Now, once again, DA will be having the value of 1, DB will be having the value of 1, DC will be having the value of 1, DD will be having the value of 0. Now you apply the clock pulse. DA will be having 1, DB will be having 1, DC will be having the value of 1. This gives 1110. Okay. Then for the next state, so what is the value? So DA is going to be 1 now because DD is having a value 0 1. So DB will be taking the value of 1. DC is also 1. DD will also be taking the value of 1. Now you apply the clock pulse. What will happen? All the flip-flops would be having the value as 1. So now it reaches 1 1 1 1. Okay. Then what would be the next set of inputs? We'll try to find the next state. So here 1. Then DA will be having a value 0 because we are taking the complemented output. Okay. Then DB will be taking the value of 1. DC will be taking the value of 1. DD will be taking the value of 1. Now you apply the clock pulse. While applying the clock pulse, now DA would be storing the value of 0. Now this state is 0 111. Okay. For the next state, what is the DA value? DA value would be 0. DA value would be 0. DB value would be 0 because it is taking the value of A flip-flop. A is now 0. DC would be taking the value of 1. DD would be taking the value of 1. Now you apply the clock pulse. What will happen? DA would be taking 0. DB is also taking the value of 0. So now the current state is 0 0 1 1. For the next state, once again, DA would be taking the input as 0 because D flip-flop is having the value 1. Okay. DB will be taking the value of 0. Now DC is also will be taking the value of 0, but DD would be having the input of 1. Now you apply the clock pulse. DA will be having the value 0. DB will be having the value 0. DC is also will be having the value 0. Now this state is 0 0 0 1. Okay. Then next state, for finding the next state, DA is going to be 0. DB is going to take the value of 0. DC is also going to take the value of 0. DD is also going to take the value of 0. While applying the synchronous clock pulse, all the flip-flops will be taking or will be storing the value 0. This is called our reset state. Okay. This is how the shift ring counter or Johnson counter works. Thank you.